test. Kyle, I can't hear you. As both of these runners start this match, I don't know if Fiesel can confirm or deny I can be heard or not. As we see a Gemini first here from mchan. Okay. And we see a Magnet first here as well, so hopefully if Kyle's audio comes back, we'll be able to understand a little bit better the Magnet first route, because that is something that I am unfamiliar with. Meanwhile, mchan making it through the first screen here of Gemini. Gemini, while regarded as the slower of the three main starting choices in Mega Man 3, it's also one of the scariest. Oh, hello, Kyle. Can you hear me now? Meanwhile, X381 here, going through the Yoku block section. The Yoku block section, kind of one of the spots where you slowly kind of have to make your way through with this Magnet first route, but then you gain time later on through the use of Magnet. And that is a Kyle laugh right there, I believe. mchan. mchan here, taking it very slowly across the section, getting the E-Tank here as well. X381 kind of low on health, gonna have to stay away from Magnet. Meanwhile, mchan making it through this last section. Very nicely done. And now coming into the boss fight, so this is where we kind of see a crazy fight if he wiggles to shoot both Gemini Mans. Having to use an E-Tank here just to make sure that he lives. Definitely does not want to die in this fight. Unfortunately, to have a good Gemini Man fight is very difficult, Buster only.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Kyle.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing, Kyle? If you can hear me. Meanwhile, X381 here, mashing down these monkeys. Something you can do with Rush Coil, and then you use Rush Coil to go up the ladder in the screen. A lot faster than climbing the ladders. mchan actually opting not to use Gemini Laser this first screen in Needleman. Gemini Laser does make quick work of those needle enemies, but you do want to be in Buster for this next screen.
Ha 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 ha! Fiesel's a genius!
I agree, Fiesel is a genius, Kyle.
Let's do this race, dude.
Yeah. mchan taking a little bit of damage here in Needleman, unfortunately.
Oh shoot, the race already started. Whoops. Hi, I'm Kyle
Now-
Precise.
We see X381 getting a pretty good proto fight here in Hardman. Switching on the ladder, it looked like. If you switch on a ladder, you don't have to have the input to let go of the ladder. Barely having enough magnet there. That's a little bit scary. Here, mchan coming up on the Stomper. Let's see if he slides under it. Looks like he opts to do so. Now we'll see how he does against Needleman. Needleman, known for these wonderful lasers that you get, the Nindua lasers. Getting one right off the bat. Almost getting a second one. Oof. Actually does get a second one, unfortunately. Kind of low on health here. Takes 4 shots to kill Needleman. If you get a Nindua laser like that, you unfortunately will have to face off against Needleman's needle attacks, which deal 3, and unfortunately mchan only had 2 health there, so not working out for him initially. It looks like he has the same Nindua laser at the beginning of every fight too, so typically what you'll see people do is slide twice and then jump and then shoot to get the first hit in on Needleman. We often see 1 health, or 1 hit away,
he's
rather.
Fighting him with Buster.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh, a valiant effort. Buster only does 1 damage to all Robot Masters except for Magnet Man and Top Man. So yes, Needleman can do a lot of damage with his needles, which are hard to dodge because they seem somewhat random. He can do a lot of damage with his detachable head. And so you want to see as little of the needles and the detachable head as possible.
mchan, or MegaManX381, dying on one of the early tops at the end of the top section in Top Man.
So sometimes runners will try to skip past that last top to save a second or 2, but what I'm hearing is he didn't even...
Yeah, he made it to like the 3rd
top.
one.
Risky
I think
business.
he was trying to do the full jumps because, you'll hear people talk about, it's easy, just do full jumps as you go across the tops. And while that is true, you have to be on the right side of the tops. Looks like second time around, going to be taking it a lot more carefully. mchan making it out of that fight as well.
So I saw someone type in the chat that we were seeing Magnet versus Gemini first, and since mchan is going to Spark now, I'm going to draw the conclusion that he started Gemini first.
He did, in fact, go Gemini first.
It's a good route. Good route. I was playing around with that route today. Get Gemini stage out of the way right away. Don't have to worry about when to switch to Magnet.
I thought you
don't
were
have
doing
to worry about whether to call Rush
Buster only. Route doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, it does for E-Tanks, I suppose.
Oh, yes. And Buster only E-Tanks matter quite a bit. So MegaManX381 going into Shadow Man's stage, and this being Magnet first, we won't get to see any crazy parachuting across the... or top spinning across the parachutes. But we will get to see a very good Proto Man opening right there. Just standing still, getting 9 shots in, and then getting several jump mashing shots in. That was... I would be happy to get that Proto Man fight. Now he goes into the dark room, and he's shooting everything to reduce lag. Being careful not to take explosion damage from the grenades. This is a very nice dark room.
Meanwhile, mchan switching out, getting to the end of Spark stage. Looks like going to be using Jet here.
Not a bad strat. Meanwhile, MegaMan X381 opting not to switch to Magnet for those shoes in the previous room. Instead, just bustering them. That gives him plenty of Magnet for this room in case he throws a Magnet and it doesn't target what he wants it to. Magnets are somewhat notorious for that. Richard, this Spark fight is taking forever. What's going on?
Yeah, Needle, fortunately dealing 2 damage per shot. Not quite enough like Shadow Blade does. This is kind of one of the drawbacks of Gemini first.
Does have a couple.
Have this slower Sparkman fight.
So it seems like X381 is 1 full stage ahead of how do we pronounce this runner's name?
What, mchan?
mchan. One full stage ahead of mchan. But mchan has the advantage of being through Gemini, so hopefully
Gemini, a very
MegaManX381.
grueling stage
Yeah.
for a lot of runners. Even experienced runners in this game. There are a lot of
Yeah.
places for you to mess up. You're gonna hit there from the egg was X381. Now I know you've done a little bit of research, Kyle, about X381. Is that how he says his name?
I think so. That's how I say his name. How else would you say his name, Richard?
I don't know, 381 maybe? Mega Man? Mega? There's a lot of ways to splice that name.
MegaManX381. MegaManX.
mchan, making it through the cats with Gemini. It only takes 5 Gemini lasers as opposed to 10 Buster shots to kill a cat. As you can see in this second cat right here.
Meanwhile, Max turning around to take the reverse damage boost from both small penguins to reduce the health damage. And
really low on health.
A lot of damage. He's gonna grab that ball.
And here we see mchan coming into the top section that 381 died in earlier. We'll see if mchan makes the same mistake.
You watch that. I'm watching for damageless Rush Marine. He got it. Damageless Rush Marine.
It's tough.
I mean, it's not over yet, but...
Oh, no. Wow, caster curse from Kyle Precise here.
Because Rush Marine is too big to get into that little E-Tank area. Nice big health drop at the end.
mchan getting a 4th cycle, it looks like here. Unfortunately, maybe even a 5th cycle. Not exactly mashing down Top Man as fast as he could.
But X381 appears to get the lag strat on the Stomper, where he throws 2 Shadow Blades to lag the game so he can easily jump over it. Now he's fighting Gemini Man, who's very scary. But he kills him, and I wonder if he knows what I only learned from Fasta's tutorial yesterday, which is that in the second cycle, Gemini Man only jumps when you shoot at him. I didn't know that.
Yep. The more you know.
I know. The more you listen to Fast.
And speaking of knowing things, you know a bit about Magnet Stage, which mchan's just starting out.
Right. So, this stage, there are 2 holes you can fall in at the beginning, but he didn't. This thing that he just did there, sticking his arm out before the Proto Man fight, if you weren't able to do that as a kid, don't feel bad. Unless you're Japanese, and then you should feel bad, because that is a Japanese-only thing. Feature. Yeah.
Meanwhile, 381 here, using Magnet to go through this needle screen.
Not getting
a little bit easier than the Buster screen there.
Let's see if MegaManX381 slides on this first hovering platform. He doesn't. Okay, so basically, if you slide on that first hovering platform and you jump into the spike and you get knocked into the hole, unless you menu right before the giant spike, and then you don't get knocked into the hole.
Do you want to talk about changing weapons when you menu, Kyle?
So basically, it's nice to change weapons. Well, basically, it's nice. How else can you change weapons, Richard? Other than menuing. Thank you for the setup, but I'm so distracted by that point. How else can you change weapons? I was literally about to say, it's an excellent idea to change all these lasers.
Well, I mean, when you pause out of the menu, the little needle thing that comes down also keeps moving.
So, you wouldn't believe it, I'm sorry to talk over your point, Richard, but you wouldn't believe it. Magnet Man only takes 4 sparks. I think mchan threw about 10. But some of those he threw away because Magnet Man was jumping. And that's the big advantage that Shadow Blade has over Spark, is you can hit Magnet Man when he jumps.
But you get to see Spark more.
And I love
with
Spark
this route,
shot,
which is an advantage, I think, in this tournament, where we really see a lot of people running Magnet, and we really don't get to see Spark used on Magnet at all. I just blanked out for a second. Word Magnet.
It's contagious, and he did have Rush Jet for Magnet Yoku block. So Gemini definitely has its advantages.
mchan doesn't even care about killing the bees.
You can also turn around to despawn them, but he just goes, and that's not
0
a bad
lives
strategy.
too. This is his last life.
Ooh, good catch.
Using
Richard.
Rush Jet to take the damage boost here. Usually you want to use Coil there and take the damage boost. And we'll see if mchan
that's a
does
good way
not
to-
know the Spark strat, the Baron Haynes patented Spark strat. You can use Spark to freeze these monkeys so they don't chase you around. And it is a very impressive thing to see, sight to behold.
Yeah, Spark is a frustrating weapon if you're just trying to kill stuff, because many enemies, instead of killing them, it will freeze them in place. But that can be used to your advantage, as Richard just described.
Meanwhile, X381 making it through Snake Stage with Rush Jet. Very faithful companion. Doing that slide
and
there.
it's a good thing, because here's the thing, this was the first game that Rush appeared in. So he had to be faithful. I mean, this is the whole thing about the evolution of dogs. They were very friendly to humans.
They're
because
kind,
the ones who stuck around
His
and
best friend.
didn't eat babies were the ones who got kept around and were able to breed
mchan
and
taking a little
produce
bit longer on this proto fight, unfortunately. And
more
we'll loop
dogs.
around a few times.
So in Mega Man 4 and 5, Rush was allowed to become more selfish and just go his own way and fly ahead at all times. But in this game, he is the nicest dog you could want, because you wanted to make sure he was going to be invited back for some more.
mchan opting not to take any hits from Hardman to get the fight done faster, wanting to preserve his health to make sure that he's got enough health. Now, can you explain how important health is, Kyle, in this game?
If you don't have health, you're dead.
Wow. Very
I'm
insightful.
missing. You're throwing the softballs in, and I'm just whiffing. So it's not as important as it is in Mega Man 4, for example. So in Mega Man 4, most of the Robot Masters do 8 body damage. In this game, it's not that bad. But
mchan with those sick jukes, and
Have
then
good
unfortunately not juking there one time, but he had a sick juke in there.
Nice consonants. Sick.
381. It looks like 381 died in Spark, unfortunately.
He must have not had enough health.
Yeah. So there are two ways to die in this game. If you don't have enough health, or you fall in a pit.
Actually,
Both of
Richard,
them
I
are
believe,
very dangerous ways. I don't know if falling into a pit actually just reduces your health.
I believe it
such
just
that-
sets your health to 0.
Oh, okay. So there is only one way to die, but you can also soft lock in this game. So Kai, you want to talk about soft locks a little bit?
There are a couple places where you can soft lock in this game later on, and well, there's one of them already, the Gemini fight. You can soft lock in that, and if you don't know what a soft lock is, so you know how in Mario Brothers the timer would always run out eventually, and you'd reset, but then in Super Mario Brothers 2 USA version, there was no timer. So if you got yourself stuck in a place you couldn't get out of, you had to hit reset because there's no way to die. Well, there are some places in Mega Man 3 where you can get stuck and have no way to get out except for resetting, and we call that a soft lock.
Yep.
And there have been 2 in this tournament so far, and one of them was by me, and
One of them was by me.
by Richard.
So 381 making it through Sparkman second time around. Very nicely done, as he's going to be finishing up his 8 robos. Just over 20 minutes.
Yeah, this is not too shabby for a pretty new runner.
And making it up in the middle, too. Very nicely done.
Strong toe. Yeah,
Don't see that often.
28 robots. That is very respectable for a new runner.
mchan throwing these needles, not making it up to the middle, unfortunately.
So, in Mega Man 1 and 2, you fought the 6 robots or the 8 robots, and then you fought the Wily stages, and then you were done. But in this game, this was the first of the Mega Man games where there were stages in between the initial Robot Masters and Wily stages. But there's no pretense here, okay? It's not Wily pretending to be somebody else, like in basically every one after this. No, instead...
Both of these players are in Shadow Man right now. I just wanted to point that out.
Oh, that's cool. One's in Doc Shadow and one's in
You might be wondering why the stages are different. Kyle, can you explain the difference between these Shadow stages?
Because one is Doc Shadow. Nice, I got that one. So basically, the plot of this game that you have to read the instruction manual and Nintendo Power to piece together.
Issue 20.
Issue 20 is that Mega Man has to go out to 8 planets to grab 8 elements to fuel a peacekeeping robot named Gamma. Dr. Wily steals the elements and then throws these 8 Doc robots, Japanese skull robots, in Mega Man's path to detain him while Wily goes and turns Gamma into the opposite of a peacekeeping robot.
mchan making it through the dark room, albeit a little bit slower than you would see other runners, but looked very practiced in it, not taking any hits in that room.
Nice, yeah. Slow but practiced. I mean, everybody's got their own setup. There's so much room for individual style in there. Oh my gosh, 2 scary rooms side by side. Oh my god.
Could you explain Paracels, Kyle?
So Paracels are much less scary in the magnet route than the top route because there is variability in the heights that they fall at. You can't count on them to consistently fall at the same heights, but they wobble back and forth. Meanwhile, in the room that X381 just cleared, there were shoes jumping at him as well. So basically, you just want to hit them from afar so that you don't run into them or their drops. If you do run into the drops, you want to make sure to hold your jump button because otherwise you're going to fall right into the pit when you let go and the drop finishes filling you up with health, which is how you get health, to answer somebody's question from earlier in the chat.
mchan with around 23-minute 8 robos, so around 3 minutes behind here. See if you can catch up.
Yeah. MegaManX381. I haven't played the first 380. Nice. Nice dot level. If that's how you say your name, I guess it could be dot weave 1v1.
Oh man.
Man, how do you pronounce anything? How do you pronounce my co-commentator's name? That's the big question. Alright, so everybody's in dock stages now. You can do the dock stages in any order.
mchan looking to follow suit with X381. X381 now coming into the hardest fight in the game, featuring the one and only Spark weapon.
Oh yeah.
Airman, very difficult boss fight.
So he has 5 or 6 different
As he
patterns.
does it very cleanly.
Yeah, he has 5 or 6 patterns he can throw you for Tornado. It's hard to space out your Spark because of all the lag on screen from all the sprites. Somehow, though, X381 manages to get the 2 cycle, which is not free.
It is definitely not free.
Not even a mail-in rebate.
mchan here, trying to make the jump over the leaf shield.
Oh,
Unfortunately, not making the jump and turning around, so going to be very low health here. Going to need to use an E-tank.
You're going to see me E-tanking. Okay.
Getting the kill. I'm going to be at full health here coming into the last section. Also switching to Gemini here. Gemini very smart to use against these Joes.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love you, X381. You're using Shadowblade. Yes! Finally! So it's faster to use Snake here if you know what you're doing. But Shadowblade feels so great. And you'll see runners use Snake and not get 5 hits off on the giant Mets. And then they have to switch to Shadowblade. And it's the Shadowblade of shame. So MegaManX381 just says, look, I'm going to throw the blades from the beginning. It's my Shadow Bay, as Conster points out. It is comfortable infiniteness. And you need a little comfort in this run.
Both these runners now into duck stages, the end of their respective stages, getting kills one after the other. Very pretty pattern there. Looking across both screens, as you can see, Mega Man teleporting out.
So when I was learning this game, I had my splits for Doc Robots labeled northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, so I'd know where to menu. And I just realized that Needle is indeed northeast. That's crazy.
mchan opting not to switch to Rush Coil earlier on. As we said earlier, the needle things move as you come out of a menu.
Yeah, the world goes on around you when you're in menu.
Getting bodied by that one missile there. That one missile can be really pesky.
Or rather, the world moves on around you when you come out of menu. It takes you 10 frames to reconfigure yourself and start moving around. The world isn't moving while you're in menu. I don't want to mislead.
Now mchan coming into the hardest boss fight in the game.
Yeah, I think he's gonna run out of spark.
It's really easy to run out of spark here if you just mash into Airman's iframes. Looks like mchan actually with jump over, trying to actually avoid this as best as he can.
E-tank.
Gonna be using the E-tank that he got earlier in the stage.
Now, it is possible to use Magnet against Airman, and that has the advantage of... No, I guess it doesn't have the advantage of going under the tornadoes. No, Spark is better.
X381, we'll see if he kills the lag block here.
He does.
Looks like he does. Now this fight is very quick. What do you say?
Oh, yeah, this fight is very quick. Whether... Well... Yes, this fight will not go on interminably, because eventually he will catch you and kill you. You need to be quick about your own
381
business.
Staying on the ground here. Maybe a little bit easier to control where your snakes go that way.
It's a great fight. Alright, let's see if mchan goes to Shadowblade. This would make my night. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Look at these buster strats.
I've never seen that!
This is not something you see every day.
He flew right up into the head and... Okay, but now I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Look, he's using Magnet now.
Well, okay.
Can you use Magnet against the Mets?
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, he's using Rush Jet again.
I know, but
genius.
That menu in the middle bothers me.
Watch him mash down this guy too. If he mashes down this guy, he's a god gamer. That's okay. He's
I
still
know
a god
those
gamer.
guys are hard to mash with 3 shots max. When you have Rush, you only get 2 shots. Oh my gosh, mchan putting on a clinic on the like deep tier strats.
Let's see. Speaking of crazy strats, let's see if 381 does the new strat. Oh! Kind of went for it. You want to go towards the higher one.
Yeah.
But
This game
still, the lag reduction strats.
Yeah. This game is 27 years old, and just the other day, Triwave pointed out to the world record holder, hey, if you go high instead of low on that screen, you might save some time. And world record holder confirmed 4.4 seconds, which is a lot of point seconds.
Yeah. mchan coming in to spark here. Looks like mchan going the exact same route. 381 is gone. So, a piece of dust in the doc statements.
Oh.
381 looks like has ample amount of health coming into the Bubble Man fight. As mchan here comes into the Metal Man fight. Now you can't just hold start and have Metal Man not move in this game, unfortunately. Does not work like Mega Man 2.
Aww. You also can't pause buffer.
We'll see if he goes for the music despawn here.
Oh, Richard.
Well, getting right in the middle.
That's not a bad... he was a little bit far to the right, I think. So basically, there is a trick you can do here where you push into spikes on a screen transition and turn the music off, which reduces the slowdown, or lag, as we casually call it, or informally call it, or call it.
Wow, the sick dodge there by mchan. Did you see that?
I did not.
Oh. He didn't despawn the first two laser things in this screen, but he had a sick dodge between jumping through the laser while it was not active.
Nice. Yeah. I was practicing that screen today, and you can definitely jump through the laser with if you don't despawn it, but you still want to despawn it just because it's less stuff on screen.
Yep.
So that, yeah. But the problem with that spike strat, in addition to being somewhat pixel perfect, if you fail it, there's no checkpoint until you get to the bottom. So you have to do the entire stage and Metal Man again.
mchan with a nice fight there. Making it through it looked like without any tank.
Quickman, I mean, I think Quickman's the hardest robot master when you're learning the game.
No, Hardman's the hardest robot master.
Quickman's the most difficult robot master when you're learning the game,
right.
And they both got through him without dying. Let's see if mchan falls in this hole. Nope, he plays it very safe. Because mchan's going to have to play it safe and hope that X381 takes a couple deaths.
There is the opportunity in this stage for a soft lock in Wily 1.
They are both playing on the Japanese version.
We've seen one or more players soft lock in this screen during this tournament. One or more. It could be more than one.
St. Kelly, I don't know if you're joking, but fractional pixels are kind of a thing. With non-integer movement speed and subpixels. But Richard wants to talk about this soft lock, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you die here high on the screen, when you teleport in after your death, if you're on the Japanese version, they fixed this in the English version apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But you spawn in kind of stuck in something. I don't know exactly how it works. I only found out about it when it happened to me. But you commentated that match, and you know actually what goes on, the inner workings behind Mega Man 3.
Yeah, there's some extra sprite art that you can get locked up in. Or maybe it's the extra platform that you can get locked up in, but it's Japanese exclusive. And it didn't happen to X381. Ooh, teeth.
Oh my god! That last platform was scary for X381.
I haven't seen teeth that exciting since Ponyo.
Now, coming into the Yellow Devil fight, there is a very easy strat that you can do here that Kyle is about to explain.
So basically,
as mchan calls 1-800-Armorine. I'm sorry, breaking news.
It's amphibious.
1-800-Armorine.
So X381 is setting up for the easy kill. It's going to require 2 jumps and mashing blades. He faces right to get knocked one way. He faces the other way to get knocked.
Jumped a little bit too early on that first jump, it looked like.
It looks like he's still finding his way, and he just wanted to get a few shots in each time to make the 2 cycle free. You want 1 cycle because it saves 18, 20 seconds. It saves a lot of seconds. You can see how long it takes him to reconfigure himself, but it's tough. It's very tough. Even Fast at CC, the world record holder, and many other top runners will lose a run every now and again because they don't get the 1 cycle Yellow Devil kill.
Even Magnet and Gemini runners don't get it. .381 in the KLM room. Very clean KLM room right there.
Wait, room 2 of Wily 3 is called the KLM room?
What?
Oh, yeah. Right. Yes, of course it is. I forgot that people are just as likely to get things named after them because of good experiences as bad experiences.
mchan now making it through Breakman. Breakman, one of the robots that you do not split on. Shout out to IBM Computing.
Mm-hmm. Just when we wake the last element, why we went off with Grandma.
And here we see X381 switching to top here.
Glitches.
Really nicely done by 381.
So basically, if you menu when a weapon is on screen, you can't. So that is not the time to change weapons. Except with Rush. If you have a Rush pellet on screen, you can menu and you can change the Rush pellets to anything you want. And since those guys are weak to top, you switch to top. And so the pellets become imbued with top energy, which tries to hit every frame. And so they die. Like that.
Now, coming into the refights, 381's got a couple chances at soft locking here.
Top flavored lemons.
Giving mchan possibly a chance to come back in this race. But if X381 gets past these soft lock points, it's going to be hard for mchan to make it through here.
Yeah, when he faces what will probably be his 5th Robot Master here, and even his 4th Robot Master, though I've not seen that one myself. It's possible to soft lock against Hardman and Gemini Man.
It happened to me the same day that I soft locked on.
Which one, Hardman or Gemini?
Yeah, the Hardman one.
Okay.
Because I didn't know that existed either. I learned about both soft locks in one day.
Oh my gosh!
The Kamagoro one and the...
That was the day that you quit Mega Man 3. So if you soft lock here, that's extra bad, and this happened to me in my tournament race. You have to password back to as close as you can get, but the closest you can get with passwords is the very, very, very beginning of Wily Castle. So you have to do stages 1, 2, 3, and 4 all over again.
mchan using Shadow Blade here, the faster option.
I mean, it's a faster menuing option because there are 2 pages to the menu, but anytime you have 2 turtle shells on screen at the same time, I'm not thinking faster option. I'm thinking he should have just turned into a whirling dervish and spun himself at those turtles.
Getting a nice needle kill there.
Oh, that was so fast. We didn't see any needles. We didn't see any detachable head. Good job, X381. Well, both of these runners have 38s in their name. Pretty cool. .38 used to be quite an accomplishment on the leaderboards.
38 is really difficult to get.
A lot more of them now.
X381 having a little bit of trouble with Sparkman here, unfortunately, but making it through.
Got it. Oh my gosh.
mchan enjoying a wonderful, wonderful time with the bees.
Feels like a nature game all of a sudden. Or like a Hudson Soft game. When is Mylan's Secret Castle tournament?
Ooh, Sparkman here from 381.
Yes, that's my
Spark
old
Jet
strat.
incoming.
I held onto this strat.
Four
for
spark
so long.
hits, and then you switch to Rush Jet, and then you just mash like crazy.
Okay, he takes 1 damage, and he took damage on the way up. That's pretty good. 2 damage is pretty good.
Some would say X381 is fast at mashing.
Haha.
Maybe you're fast at mashings.
Fast at mashing. I see what you did there. Watch him. Oh, I'm too late. I was about to.
Hard Knuckle.
Watch him.
Hard Knuckle, an incredible strategy.
Fast at.
One of the other weaknesses of the Yellow Devil.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's taking it back to childhood days. It's actually possible to, and this is this is I believe this is fast at CC's Wily Wars strat. Speaking of those, he shout outs to Infinite Mystery. You can get
381 almost done with the game, by the way.
Yeah, you
41-21.
That's pretty close to his PB. I believe it's a 40-41 maybe.
Really nicely done.
Nice. If mchan wants to stick with that strat, it is possible to get 3 hard knuckles on each cycle, and that will do it in 2 cycles.
So coming into Rush Coil to win here, mchan338 coming into the KLM room, trying to go in between the second and third
1,
blocks.
2.
It's a real difficult
and then he shoots
room.
him dead.
He shoots him dead. To get through.
Like KLM eventually did after about 20 more shots.
Switching back to Buster here. Now, Buster, kind of good that you don't have Rush on screen, but usually you'll... Uh-oh, mchan forgetting to slide here, it looked like.
KLM...
Making it through.
KLM took so many shots in that race that I think it must have been against Great John. Because he was basically Little John.
So in this first room with the 3 rows of sliding blocks, you want to slide on the first block that you can jump on so that you can make it into the middle row. Unfortunately, mchan not doing that, but we'll see if he knows the quick kill here. Looks like he does. Nice.
Nice.
And landing on top
against
too. You want to land on top
City.
because the teleport is a lot faster that way. Because you teleport a lot less distance. And now mchan coming into the refights, still only a few minutes behind of what X381 was. So doing very well for himself.
Let's see. Are we looking at a 46 or a 47? From mchan. I'm going to say 46-59.
It looks like mchan actually turned to the left here, doing a different refight order.
Ooh.
Is this the crazy tri-wave strats
Oh yeah,
that he
so
was
again,
experimenting?
27 years after the game is made, Triwave says, I think I have a faster refights.
Did anything come about from that, by the way?
I don't know.
I don't actually know the result.
No. But he's coming up with all sorts
Wow,
of
mchan
shocking...
with the really nicely timed lasers, getting Gemini right as he jumps.
Pretty good fight.
Now coming into Hardman, the hardest fight in the game. clean hard man fight there. Trying to jump up here. So we'll see if he uses Spark here. Oh my god, he does! I didn't actually expect him to do that!
Yeah.
That's awesome!
I mean, the only case you can make for this, and I say this as somebody who used Spark on every fight in my very, very early days. So obviously you use Spark the first time because you don't have Shadow Blade yet in Gemini First Route. But the reason I used Spark for refight was because it's a range weapon instead of a melee weapon, and so I was able to keep my distance. Also, I wish I could learn how to pronounce that word. But he's not going to use Spark on Spark, is he? Because you can use Spark on Spark.
That would have been crazy.
Ooh. Oh, he grabs the energy ball on his way out. It's possible to not grab the energy ball even when it's sitting right there, but you have to be very precise.
Top Man. Now you can use Top on Top Man. Let's see if he goes for that.
Oh, he's going to run out of Top Knuckle. Hard Knuckle.
Top Knuckle.
Now what?
Now on to using Top Knuckle.
So
luckily,
Buster's a nice fallback.
Like we mentioned earlier, Top Man is weak to Buster, one of the robot masters that is next to MegaMan.
But MegaMan is top
no! Unfortunate death in the last refight from mchan.
Oh no. What happened to my dream of a 4659? I was talking about refight split.
Now we see a lot of runners mash here into Top Man. It looks like mchan trying to time his shots. It's very difficult to get the exact timing down. But mchan making it through.
But it's very easy to switch back to Magnet First Route if you're having trouble with the Top.
Oh man, that wasn't the last Robot Master. I was wrong.
This is not a bad last Robot Master since he is on the way out. Oh my gosh.
That was scary.
Now, he has no top energy.
It doesn't matter if you have top energy or not.
Exactly, not if you're going for the glitch Gamma Kill. But
and he knew the clone kill, so Gamma Kill probably is aware of too.
Yeah, but since it's his last refight, he's filling up with top anyway, so we won't get to see the proof. Oh my god, what? Okay, so actually I do get to talk about
Spark
this.
Jet.
So, yeah, I love this. So he just grabbed more weapon health for top, which is completely unnecessary if he goes for the glitch kill that he used against the clones, because that requires 0 top energy. It requires rush coil energy. You have to get the shots off. But once you switch
could get
top,
Rush Jet though, because any of the Rush adapters, the bullets will stay on screen through a pause.
Yeah, there's a good chance he'll use Rush Jet instead. He's shown a fondness for flight. Oh my god, that was... He didn't take any damage.
These Spark Jet God Gamers.
That was far superior to X381's pretty good Spark Rush Jet fight. So mchan on top where it matters.
Now wait, that wasn't actually Dr. Wily. Did you see that? It was a spring robot head. Where's the real one?
So I lied earlier when I said that this was the one game, this was the last game where Dr. Wily didn't operate under false pretenses.
mchan knowing the double hits there with the Shadow Blade. I didn't know that till last week.
So many layers to this game, man.
Oh, missing
my gosh, the Rush Jet getting hit.
Is he gonna do the drop down? He's gonna do the drop down.
Boom.
Oh, nice. 4904 was the end time.
So yeah, he absolutely did need top spin energy for that. So I'm glad he wasn't listening to me.
Oh, he continued his splits. But that's okay. We got your time, mchan. Nicely done.
Easy 49, man.
That was a really nice sub 50 there. Well
Blue
played.
Man, Proto Man destroying the block to reduce lag and save his friend, brother thing.
mchan. So now, X381 with a victory. Brings him another victory over his group. Or in his group.
Are you checking that group out now?
Yeah.
because I'm about to check that group out.
So 381 actually had 2 losses prior to this, so this brings him up to 1 victory. Fortunately, he's in a group with PotDot, who is the 2nd place MegaMan6 time in the world, which is pretty good. Not quite first.
Oh my gosh! And who else?
And
is
Cool
in this
Kid.
group?
And Zoda. All very good Mega Man runners.
Wow.
Fortunately, none of them have the world record in Mega Man 3, so... But still scary. Still scary group.
Yeah, and Zoda made his fame as a Mega Man 2 runner.
Yep, Cool Kid Mega Man 1.
Oh my gosh.
Really difficult group right there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, how many matches do you have left? You're already first out of your group.
Right, we just had somebody drop, so
Yeah.
it's now a 4-person group. And you, Richard? You had the bad luck to be in a group with
I am
Feral
out of my group as
Pigman
well.
and Strizer86. Both 2-0.
Technically 3-0 because we had someone drop out too.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. Well, it's a good thing you got a golden voice at the mic.
I don't know about that.
And that Ori tournament to organize.
Yep, speaking of tournaments, we have just a lot of matches coming up on the Speed Gaming channel. Maybe not today, but throughout the next few days, it looks like we have X2 coming on in 1 minute, so we're gonna be quiet for that.
Oh, wow.
As
Oh,
well as
okay.
another X2 race after that. And then Final Fantasy 1. I'm assuming that's the PSP Final Fantasy 1 tournament.
Okay.
That's going to be coming up later tonight as well. So tonight is jam-packed. Tomorrow is also jam-packed with more Final Fantasy, more X2, and Shovel Knight. Lots of great things coming on soon.
Oh my gosh, that's so packed. I feel like I need to go on a vacation. Richard, it was a blast. Chad, it was a blast. Congratulations to X381.
I don't know if
man.
Fiesel knows who's playing in the X2 tournament up next. But we have a lot of overlap. And when I say a lot of overlap, I mean some overlap. We have Darko, Colonel Fatso, I believe, as well. Playing in both tournaments.
That Venn diagram.
Saturday with a bunch of Mega Man 3? Wow. Mega Man 3 is going to take over Saturday except for a single block of Super Metroid.
Oh my gosh. And we got 2 matches from Mr. Swede on Saturday.
M. Dois and Fazzolinks. Wow,
Oh,
those
FS
are really
Lynx.
hard names to pronounce. Coming in the X2 race next, so stay tuned.
Speaking of good Mega Man 3 runners.
Cab
All right.
was commentating it yesterday, actually, so maybe he'll be commentating again.
Maybe
Cab
if we
with
get
a
out of his
wonderful
way.
wealth of Mega Man knowledge. Alright, have
And
a good night,
puns.
everyone.
Good night.